Hello, everybody. Thank you so much here for joining us today. And I just want to take a few minutes to say thank you very much. I am very grateful for all that you do in the community. And thank you so much for being here and sharing this day with us. So my question today is, do you love what you do? What are you doing that you love doing? It just depends. Each person is different, right? So if you love what you're doing, I asked myself this back in the day, way back in the day. I asked myself this, do I really love what I'm doing? Am I really happy with what I'm doing right now, with what my life is like right now? And at the time when I asked myself this, I had small children. My children have since grown up and are grown women with families of their own. But back in the time when I asked myself this, I was like, I don't think so. I don't think it's not what I wanted so much as I wanted the time that I was missing, the school activities, the things that you have to schedule yourself around. And being that I had this job where I was very, important. I had to manage all of these different stores and these different entities. And it was combustion, so to speak, before you feel like you're going to explode some days. So, excuse me. Excuse me. Coughing. So when I asked myself this, do I love what I do? And at the time, I didn't love what I did. I didn't love not being there for my family when I thought I was doing everything I could for them. But then when I really looked at what I was missing and what I wasn't there for, it broke my heart. And I didn't know a way out of doing that. I didn't know a way out of not having the big job. I didn't know a way out of not being there to bring in the big paycheck, of being there to buy the name brand clothes that we wear and, the $200 shoes and whatnots that we have in our lives. I didn't know how not to do that. And it took some years for me. I don't know if you're the same way or not, but it took some years. And what I had to ask myself is, how many times does it take for me to step in and focus on what I really want? How many times do I have to keep going through this cycle of not doing what I want, of not having what I want, of not being the person I wanted to be? Granted, having the big job and being successful and having awards and plaques, that doesn't make any difference when you look at the big picture of life. And when I decided years ago that I was going to find a way to work from home, to be my own boss, and this may be for you, it may not be for you, it just depends. So when I decided to do this, and I had a lot of, as everybody knows, I've had a lot of failures with this scenario over the years. So as I was going through this learning phase, and I thought I was doing great because, I started this business and I got all my certificates and all my legal stuff in order. And I started this and I was working and I was, being an affiliate, and I was, really trying to be successful while I was still working the job. So as I did this and went through years of doing back and forth and failures and still back and forth, I'm sure you can relate to this because it's actually a common thread that is out there. And when you look at the common thread and, then I had to ask, what is going on? Why am I not making the income I need? Why am I not, doing what I need to do? I have this business. I kept telling myself, I have this business. I started this business. I'm working this business. Well, one day I had lunch with a friend of mine, Mark, and also an entrepreneur. He's very successful online. And this is when everything went online and we all got, really in tune to this. And he said, and I'll never forget this. It's stuck in my mind, and I'll share this with you today, is he said, Christy, you don't have a business. And it floored me. I was so upset. I said, well, yes, I do. I spend all this money on ads, and I spend all this money in doing stuff, and I spend all this time. I'm taking all this time, and I'm doing this, and I'm working these systems. He says, how much money are you making? How many sales do you get a day? Oh, thank you. And when he said that, and he looked straight at me right in the face and said, well, how much? And I said, well, not much. And at that time, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a business. And he was very blunt, and it really was a smack for me, because he said, you have a business when you make money, when you make revenue, when you are bringing in sales, when you are recruiting people, whatever it is your platform is doing, then you have a business. When you have people reaching out to you for help, for this, for that, you have a business. And I was just so disappointed in myself, because I thought, I've spent all this money, to get this business going, to be this person, and to have this, and to free up my time is what it was all about. My focus was freeing up my time to spend more time with my grandkids, to help with everything that was going on with everybody else. That was my focus. Well, that is the right focus to have, because that was my desire. That is what I desired to have. The part of that I'm getting at is I lost my focus on what I needed to do. And when I realized at that time, I didn't have a business. I had a hobby. I had something that was killing my time. I had something that was holding me back. It was like being at the job. And you can relate to this. I know you can. You can relate to this, because the job is like a chain that's holding you down. You go to work when they tell you to. You take a break when they tell you to. You can go this far when they tell you to. You can't go that far when they don't tell you to. And when I realized that, I was like, that's my life, and I don't want it. I don't want that life. I want my life to be my way. And I figured, I've only got this one body in this time to have this life. So when I decided to get my focus and decide I don't want to have a hobby, so to speak, is what Mark said. And he made a lot of sense, because when I realized that I was not running a home business, I was just killing my time and spending money I didn't need to spend. And when I got out of that mentality of, I'm just going to do this, I'm not going to work for this people anymore, I'm going to work for myself, and I'm going to make it work, and I have to make it work now. When I had that mentality, and it was more like, how many people can I help a day? How many people can I give value to every day that will help them to grow more and to grow further and to just expand? And when I realized that was my focus, and that one of my best gifts that I've been given is I can communicate. I can talk to people. It doesn't matter if I've known anybody or if I walk into a room and I've never met a single person. I have no problems walking up to people and just start talking. It's a gift, I guess. My husband says it's not. He says I need to stop doing that. But what can I say? I can't help myself. But that's how I got out of my bad focus. I'll say bad focus. I like that, bad focus. And got into a more positive focus on what do I want? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want my outcome to be? For me, it was time. I wanted more time to do the things I wanted. I wanted more time for vacations when I wanted. I wanted more time to spend with my family when I wanted. I wanted to go to all the performances and activities and whatnot that all the kids had at schools. And sometimes it was the last minute for me to find out. I wanted to be able to just say, okay, yeah, I'll be there. I'm there. I wanted the time to, if somebody was in a jam or needed help or whatever it was, I could just drop what I was doing and say, yeah, no problem, I'm there. And that is a huge part that got me to step up and take control of your life. When I took control of my life, excuse me, I'm having a coffee morning, is so much changed when I got the right focus. Because when you get the right focus and you start doing things because you want to, and you start learning what you need to learn. And when I started learning everything I needed to learn and then implementing that and making it come together and making it work for me, then I was successful. Then I stopped having the chain around my ankle. I stopped being pulled, making somebody else rich. I stopped and said, this is enough. This is my life. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to work this job, to make you a lot of money, billions of dollars. But now it's my time. It's my time to have my home business that is a business that makes money. And it's true, when I learned that my business was not making a business, it was making a hobby, something that was killing my time and just wasting away and not going anywhere, then I knew I had to make a choice. I had to find an opportunity or find a platform, I guess is the right word for it, that I could use that was going to be right for me. And my friend Mark was very encouraging. He says, you can do this. You're smart. You're a go-getter. You have the drive to take whatever you want to do and take it to the third level, the fourth level, or whatever level you want. Because it is a desire, a dream, a goal. He goes, I know you can do it. He goes, you've tried this and that and this and that and this and that. He goes, they don't seem to fit for you. You don't seem to be in that platform, in that mindset. And I was like, gosh, Mark. I said, Mark, why didn't you tell me this a few years ago? Why didn't you tell me this when you seen that I didn't have a business, that I was just spinning my wheels and I was wasting my time? And he said, because you wouldn't have listened. He said, you weren't ready to hear the fact that you don't have a business unless you're making money. And it makes so much sense because I am a businesswoman. I work and I build business. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how could I have been so silly and so naive not to see that what I was killing myself doing, just between the job and trying to work the home business, and there was no time, and being pulled in this direction, that direction. I'm sure you can relate to this. This is not my own story. This is, a lot of people have this story. It's just a question of, are you ready to wake up and focus and see and ask yourself the hard questions? What do you want to do with your life? What do you want the outcome to be? What do you want to accomplish? What action are you willing to take? What steps are you willing to do to have the time freedom, the vacations, the time with your family, your grandkids, your kids, just the time, go sit at a lake or go to a park and watch them play and push them on the swings and play with them catch them on the slide, or, all these fun things that we do with our families, maybe going for an ice cream or, anything, going to the circus or, fun things like that, going to Disneyland, just having so much fun. For me, that's what my life needed to be, and that's what it is. And because I took the action that I took, when I took it, I didn't let it go any further. When I realized, after my friend Mark told me that I was spinning my wheels, I wasn't going anywhere, when I realized that that's what I needed to do, was to get out of my own way and start putting into action the steps that I needed, that's when it all started to change. And you will find the same thing if you are ready. And I had to tell, because Mark told me, he says, you weren't ready. You were not ready to hear that what you're doing is not good. What you're doing is spinning your wheels. He said, until your mindset was ready to hear the truth, I knew you would just go into a shell and ignore me and, do what you do and just bury yourself in your work, which is true. I did it a lot. So when you get past that phase, when you get past that not knowing, not wanting, not realizing, not acknowledging that what you're doing isn't working, then you will find success. Then you will wake up and see, okay, this person has the tips that I need. This person has the strategies that I need. This person's not afraid to get out there and talk and do this or that or whatever. Get with those people. Those people have the communities around them that will succeed and will strive and will help you push yourself forward. You're going to go down, up and down, up and down, up and down like I did. I'm sure you do, because it is a common human trait. We get started, something happens, we go down, then we're like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Make it work. When I did, I seen success. And when I did, I felt so free. And the freedom that it feels, the freedom I feel knowing I can go anywhere in the world that I want at a moment's notice. All I have to do is pick up the phone and make a call and get me a flight, or, call whoever I need to, the kids, and say, yeah, I'm on my way. I'll be there. What time is your performance? What time is your thing? And somebody's in trouble and they, need a little help. I can say, how much do you need? It's what it's all about. It's all about your mindset and your focus, and you know how great you are. And when you realize that you are so amazing and you have all these wonderful gifts that you can use to grow and prosper and take yourself forward and promote yourself, always brand yourself as being the leader, being, the person that people want to go to. When you do this, you're unstoppable. I know you are. And I hope this was helpful for you today to, hear some of my story and some of the trauma, the drama, everything that I've been through. Because I just thought about this morning. Of course, I meditate every day. In my meditation, I just got my friend Mark in my brain phrase. And it's like, oh my gosh, I remember when Mark told me that. And I just have to tell you about this, because now I have to give him a call and say, oh my gosh, Mark, you know what? That conversation popped up today and I had to share it. So it's a win-win for everybody. And now I get to call Mark and talk to my friend. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope this was value to you and you get some insight into, a lot of the hurdles that we all face and a lot of the drama that goes on in our lives. And how sometimes we're just afraid to take the step. Sometimes we're just afraid to fail and not to see that as a stepping stone. So thank you so much. And please like and share this video. so we can keep it going. And also, please come over and check us out on YouTube. We have so much more stuff over there. Okay, guys, thank you so much and have a super blessed day. Thank you.